I usually don't discuss TNA. I don't review TNA. I don't really talk about TNA. Only when massive news and information comes out on TNA with this whole Billy Corgan thing and them being in massive amounts of debt. I sprinkled some TNA news on off the script every now and then. When someone's contract's up, I'll report it. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy's contract are coming up. I'll be all over that to see where they land, because they're going to be two of the biggest names in 2017 that are going to be without contracts come February. But I know, without watching TNA, how important Jeff and Matt are to that brand. And if you needed any more indication of how important they are to TNA, what we've seen tonight just really puts it over the top, man. TNA should be lucky that they have Matt and Jeff to work with and to bring eyes to their company in what they hope is a rebuilding phase for TNA. It's just amazing how this entire thing started off as something people laughed at, and we got to this point now where we're fantasizing of what's in store for Matt and Jeff in 2017. Everybody's thirsty for a WWE return. They've pretty much staked their claim as still one of the best tag teams in the world. We're talking about the Day of the New versus the Broken Hardys. The gauntlet's been thrown down for the Bucks of Youth. You know, the Wyatt family. Matt's been teasing the Wyatt family on Twitter. Bray Wyatt said, clear as day, you know where to find me. You know where to find me. The family of Wyatts versus the Broken Hardys, man. That's something that just gets you excited. And the reason why we get excited, it's so simple. It's so simple why we get excited. It's fun. And what we seen tonight, good thing I made myself a nice tray of chocolate chip cookies. I ate a lot of them. My stomach doesn't feel too well right now, but I needed something to last me the 2 hours because I knew I was going to have fun. And I didn't even realize how many cookies I ate tonight because I was having fun watching the show. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I got a better fucking shot at teaching my brother's chemistry class in Brooklyn College than I do going over this show with you. But it was a fun show. And the reason why we are so invested in what's going on here, and the reason why we care, more so now about the Hardys than I can remember, man, is because they are having fun. They are allowed the opportunity, and they are allowed the luxury to be free. They have free reign in TNA. And what we've seen tonight is a glimpse inside of their mind, inside of their creativity. We are enjoying what they are producing. And by they, I mean the Broken Hardys, because they are having fun. Matt is having fun. He lives the fucking gimmick everywhere he goes. This is a gimmick for the real wrestling fan. Dude's on fucking Chris Jericho's podcast, in the gimmick. He's on Sam Roberts, in the gimmick. He could be fucking walking the street, he's in the gimmick. Jim Ross Report, that I recently heard this week, in the gimmick with Jim Ross. And Jim Ross was professional as fuck. He just let him do what he wanted to do, because Jim Ross knows how important remaining in character is. I met Matt, very luckily so, thanks to Joe. I met Matt, and I got there at the venue about 7:30, and Matt was wrestling in the main event that night. And he stood there till about maybe 45 minutes until he went on. And shook every hand, and deleted everybody, and took pictures with everybody. I was one of the last few people to walk in there. And after 2.5 hours, close to 3 hours of just nonstop greeting me, I asked him to delete me, which is on my channel right now, and he graciously deleted me. He didn't look tired. He didn't feel tired. He didn't half-ass anything. He lived the gimmick. 3 hours after constant pictures and autographs. 45 minutes before he actually had to step in the ring and wrestle a 20-minute tag team match that I called with Joe Cronin. That got fucked up. Sucks, because we called a damn good fucking match. But that's how important this is to Matt. And people see that. Same thing with Jeff. Jeff is doing the Brother Nero thing beautifully. This is important to them. And it shows. And the reason why we care is because they are putting so much heart into what this gimmick is. And that's the most I can say about what I seen tonight, man. I don't even know what else to talk about. I mean, if you enjoyed the final deletions that we've seen so far, which were great, you would have enjoyed this one. Now, obviously everybody watched tonight for Tag Team Apocalypto. That didn't get started until about 10 minutes after 9, New York time. The first hour of the show, I really didn't care for. I mean, I'll go over what happened here in a second, but I didn't care for it. As soon as Tag Team Apocalypto happened, there was sirens and warnings that went off in the Dome of Deletion. Love that. Sirens were going off. There was red light and smoke everywhere. They obviously had 50 people. They supposedly had 50 people in the Dome of Deletion. It was in Hardy's backyard in this enclosed, garage-like structure. TNA ring right there. Had about 50 or so people, which I'm assumed were paid people because they took bumps. These people were getting involved in the action, right? And smoke was going off. People were being told to vacate. Everybody ran out of the fucking Dome of Deletion. And then Tag Team Apocalypto got underway. Now, the best part of Tag Team Apocalypto is the fact that I didn't have to hear the announcing. I mean, Jeremy Borash is fine. I don't mind Jeremy Borash at all. But TNA's normal announce team, Josh Matthews, is awful. I mean, I'm calling House of Glory on Saturday. I'm calling Matt Hardy's match with the Dudleys and 2 other fucking tag teams that night. It's a fatal 4-way hardcore match for the House of Glory Tag Team Championships. I'm going to call a better match than Josh Matthews. In fact, I already did. Just listen to House of Glory's website on YouTube and listen to the 2 matches they put up there already. Me and Mr. Matthew Ryan Shapiro. But the best thing about Tag Team Apocalypto is that I didn't have to hear Josh Matthews. He's awful. Absolutely fucking awful. You ever go to Catholic school and you got one of them fucking old nuns, who's just a bitch, and she's got that screechy voice, right? Oh my God, Jonathan, sit down. Or you fucking take the fucking nails on a chalkboard, right? Josh Matthews is worse than all that. He's awful. Solid Monster does a great... I don't know what episode of Sound Off he did, where he did I might have to ask him on Twitter, man. He did a perfect impersonation of Josh Matthews, man. I swear to God, they could replace Josh Matthews with Solid Monster, and you wouldn't even know the difference. At least with Solid Monster, he has a fucking brain. Josh Matthews is a fucking retard. Guy's awful. Anyway, people vacated. Apocalypto started at about 9:15. It went for about 45 minutes. Too many commercials, though, man. Holy shit. I thought I was watching Monday Night Raw. Every time I fucking got comfortable, commercial. I had to see this addiction commercial all night. Yeah, you know what I'm addicted to? Good wrestling. Something that we don't get on Monday night. Please, I'd like to enjoy myself on a Thursday night. The fuck's with the commercials, man? Pop TV, what the fuck you doing to me, man? You brought back horrors of Monday, you know? Anyway, Apocalypto was fun. It was everything that was the final deletion that we've seen so far with the first two. It was just rolled into, it was a big fucking battle royal. That's what it was. All over the place. Different shots. It was shot beautifully. Apocalypto was shot beautifully, man. You gotta give it up to Borash and everybody that was involved. I think Shane Helms was involved in this, and obviously Matt Hardy and Jeff and everybody involved in Matt's camp. Just a great atmosphere, the lighting, the fun-filled environment, and the fact that it was really imaginative and thought out. They went all over the Hardy compound. Literally, they used every fucking square inch of that Hardy compound. They didn't leave one fucking stone unturned on this motherfucker, man. Great shit. But that was it. That was the entire show. That was it. Apocalypto was it. We watched for that, and that was it. And there really wasn't that many surprises. I know, to generate hype, Matt invited fucking DX and the Rock and Sock Connection, and he invited the Day of the New, and he invited the Bucks of Youth. He invited the family of Wyatts. He invited the Revival. Everybody. He invited everybody. Obviously, being that they're contracted WWE workers, they're not going to show up on TNA Impact, but it was a great way to generate hype, and Matt's a fucking smart businessman, man. Social media is the way to go. He hyped that shit all fucking week. Everything I seen from his Twitter was nothing but fucking total Nonstop Deletion, Apocalypto. He was all over that, man. And it was just fun. It was really just fun. I got no complaints about it. It was meant to be fun. It was meant for you to enjoy yourself for the hour. Now, the first hour, I really didn't care for. I'm going to run through this very quickly. The show started off with Matt in the ring. Broken Matt Hardy's in the ring. Everybody's chanting delete. The 50 or so people there chanting delete. It got a little obnoxious after a while because it was only 50 people, and they kept chanting delete over and over again. Yeah, we get your fucking point. He said that the 7 deities told him that if they don't win, the sacred land of deletion will be desecrated. Matt's interrupted by Rockstar Spud. Love his accent, by the way, man. I love Rockstar Spud's accent. Spud says he's not going to get deleted tonight, and he's sick of all this. He's mainly sick of Matt's son taking up Spud's TV time. He wants King Maxwell's first match. So, in typical King Maxwell fashion, he rolls down to the ring in a fucking Mercedes-Benz. No, not a real life one, you fucking goons. It was one of them motorized ones, the kiddie ones. But he looked fucking beast anyway, man. He had the robe on. Rebby was following behind. It was fucking beast. He gets in the ring. He's fucking deleting. It's fucking awesome. So Maxwell drives his fucking Mercedes right down to the fucking ring. Bell rings. Rockstar Spud's getting ready, devising a plan. Senor Benjamin comes from behind. Tasers Rockstar Spud. He goes down. King Maxwell runs over for the fucking pin. 1, 2, 3. King Maxwell, in shorter time than Lesnar took to beat, or Goldberg took to beat Lesnar, I should say. Should have been the other way around. We got King Maxwell defeating Spud in his first match. King Maxwell is undefeated. 1-0 for King Maxwell. Disco Inferno was shown behind the curtain, looking on at ringside. And he says, it's thankful it's not him. Still looks good, though, man. Disco Inferno still looks good. If you guys love the old school Disco Inferno on WCW. Next, we got, what do we have here? We got Rock and Roll Express. They're seen pulling up to the Hardy house. Matt Hardy's inviting them in. He's offering them fruit and vegetables and green beans. And I think Ricky Morton asked for a fucking beer. They look old as shit, but they're there. And Ricky Morton's asking for a fucking beer. Anyway, we move on. We got Sienna versus Vanguard 1. Now, Sienna wanted Rosemary, but obviously Rosemary is banned from the Hardy compound. And she makes herself number one contender, but is willing to defend this number one contendership against anybody. Vanguard 1. If King Maxwell wasn't enough, man. Vanguard 1 is introduced and walks down and flies down the aisle, I should say, and he's introduced as Sienna's opponent. Referee says Vanguard 1 is not fighting. He tosses Vanguard 1 out. Says he's not going to let a drone fight a woman. And then Vanguard's 1 image says, "This is bullshit as fuck," and flies away. So it was deemed a no contest. So then we see ODB. I never liked ODB, man. Really, she's nasty looking. But ODB is here. She hasn't wrestled in God knows how long in TNA. ODB versus Sienna. And Sienna actually ends up beating ODB, becomes the number one contender. Vanguard 1 comes out for the 1, 2, 3. I guess the referee got knocked out. Referee was knocked out in this match. Vanguard 1 comes down, counts 1. He lands in the ring, and you see the image of 1, 2, and then the referee pulls Vanguard 1 like he's fucking pulling somebody out from underneath the rope. He pulls Vanguard 1 out from underneath the rope, and he starts yelling at Vanguard. He starts yelling at Vanguard 1. At this point, what the fuck am I watching here? So ODB hits Sienna with the chair, and then Sienna hits ODB with the silencer, I think is her finishing move. She becomes the number one contender. It's over. After the match, ODB lets Vanguard 1 motorboat her tits. So we got King Maxwell in the opening match. We got Vanguard 1 challenging Sienna for a number one contendership for the TNA Women's Championship. And then we got Vanguard 1 motorboating ODB's large breasts. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, listen. It's better than the third hour of Raw. That's all I got to say about that. Next, we got Itchweed. We go from all this to Itchweed. Itchweed versus Chance Sterling. Itchweed is actually the persona of Matt Hardy. This match ended quick. Itchweed wins. He wins with the pesticide elbow. I wish somebody would spray pesticide on fucking Monday Night Raw. Jesus Christ. After the match, Weed grabs his weed wax, and he's weed whacking the guy's shirt. Chance Sterling. Whoever the fuck this guy was. They probably pulled him off the fucking street at the local bodega. You know, who the fuck? I don't know, man. Chance Sterling. Sounds like somebody that you'll fucking find in WWE 2K17. Chance Sterling. We did have a TNA title match. Eddie Edwards, he'll be at House of Glory on Saturday. Eddie Edwards versus Bobby Lashley for the TNA title, man. I dozed off during this match. Not really dozed off. I was more occupied with tweeting during this match. There's just something about Bobby Lashley I do not like, dude. Bobby Lashley is fucking the definition of boring to me. I don't give a shit how far he's come. I don't care how much better he's got. He's boring. Bobby Lashley is boring. He is Roman Reigns territory with me. I just don't find him at all interesting. Eddie Edwards is fucking great. Eddie Edwards is fucking great, man. I can't wait to call that Boston, whatever the fuck he calls that move, man. That Boston knee party. Can't wait to call that shit at House of Glory. You know, the Shining Wizard leading into the Boston knee party. It's going to be fucking awesome. Wonder if he's going to bring the TNA title with him. We'll see about that. He's going one-on-one with Anthony Gangone, the House of Glory champion, on Saturday night. That should be a great match. But this match didn't even end. This match did not even end. They brawled into the crowd, knocked half the crowd to their fucking ass, and then Lashley, I believe, speared Eddie Edwards through the fucking dome of deletion, and then they went to commercial break. And then they started Apocalypto. So the match wasn't even over yet. They brawled to the outside, into the Hardy compound, into the fucking depths of the Hardy compound. Match wasn't even over yet. They just brawled. So there was no definitive winner here. So they started Tag Team Apocalypto as this match was still going on, fighting all over the Hardy compound. So they started Tag Team Apocalypto, and it was Falls Count Anywhere elimination. So far we got the Hardys, the Express That Rock and Rolls, the Helms Dynasty, Crazy Steve and Abyss, and Eddie Edwards and Bobby Lashley are still fighting all over the Hardy compound. So we start Apocalypto with Matt Hardy giving the Express That Rock and Rolls Roman candles. And they start firing at Decay and the Helms Dynasty. Helms gets his guys, and they just jet the fuck out of there, man. They get into their truck, and they're driving down the fucking, and they're driving down the road. They're leaving the Hardy compound at this point. All of a sudden, they're in the back of their truck. Helms is driving. Out of nowhere, Matt Hardy appears in the back of their truck, and he's fighting Trevor Lee in the back of the fucking pickup truck. Jeff finds a referee, random referee just sitting around. He takes the referee, gets on his bike, and tells the referee to come with him, and they follow Matt Hardy and the Helms Dynasty. So they go from that to the front gate of the Hardy compound. There's a bunch of people standing outside the gate. What I'm assuming were the random tag teams that, wanted to compete in Tag Team Apocalypto. They're looking into the Hardy compound, and DK is standing there. They're waiting for all these teams to come on in. They go back to Matt and Jeff. Dynasty are fighting on the side of the road. Trevor Lee and the rest of the Helms Dynasty, they go into the fucking Cameron, North Carolina street signs. Right on the side of the fucking road, you see one fucking oil rig just in the distance fucking honking the horn, driving down the highway. It's fucking crazy. Fucking crazy shit. So then they go back to the front gate, and we see Decay, and the gate opens. The first team enters. I didn't know who the fuck this team. I don't think they were even announced. These teams, half of these teams weren't even announced. I had no idea who these fucking guys are. First team enters. Crazy Steve snaps the guy's neck. Something that you'll see on Lucha Underground. Literally snaps his neck. One black dude on the outside says, well, I think that guy's dead. Making a joke of it. I thought I was watching fucking Lucha Underground. Legit. Crazy Steve snaps his neck. And they pin the guy. 1, 2, 3. We didn't even get a team name for these guys. We see Rockstar Spud. He lost to King Max earlier in the evening. He's waiting for a partner on the outside. And he's bragging about how great his partner is, and that Decay is in trouble, and he's pacing on the outside, right? And then all of a sudden we see a team called the Bravado Brothers roll up. These guys come dressed. I thought it was Damian Sandow for a second. One of the guys anyway. The Bravado Brothers come rolling up, and they're looking all intellectual. They got suits on. No idea who the fuck these guys are. If anybody knows, please tell me. Abyss and Crazy Steve continue to pretty much eliminate team after team after team that are standing outside the gate. None of these teams were important anyway. They were a bunch of fucking bums. The Bravado Brothers somehow, with the gate open and Decay just annihilating team after team after, they slip past Decay. They sneak into the Hardy compound. And then Abyss takes a fucking rock that he finds standing outside the Hardy compound and crushes one of these guys in the skull with a rock. They pin whoever the fuck, I think the Duck Brothers or what's the Crazy Ducks. So I don't even remember these fucking team names. It's not even important. They were a bunch of fucking jobbers. I doubt they were even legit tag teams. Anyway, Decay is running through all these guys. Rockstar Spud is waiting still for his tag team partner. He sticks his head through the fucking gate. He's bragging, oh, you guys are going to be done. All of a sudden, we see a light flash come up to the fucking gate, and then they cut away. I'm assuming that was going to be Rockstar Spud's tag team partner. So, that was that, right? So, we go back to fucking seeing Spud, and his tag team partner is revealed to be Hornswoggle. Abyss is too stunned to even do something, and they walk right by. Spud and Hornswoggle walk right by Decay. That was it. We go back to the Helms Dynasty, and then the Broken Hardys, they're still fighting. Trevor Lee is able to pin Matt next to Skarsgård. Matt's like hallucinating. He's like summoning Skarsgård. All of a sudden, you see Skarsgård break the fucking pin up. Seriously, if you were tripping on fucking weed or acid or something, like you were smoking something during this fucking show, if you were on any type of medication and you seen this shit, you're like, excuse me, I'm still fucking sick. You're like, what the fuck am I watching here? Skarsgård broke up a fucking pinfall during this match. All of a sudden he slides and breaks up a fucking pin. The referee's yelling, 2! Because Skarsgård broke up the fucking pinfall. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. The Helms Dynasty is now so pissed at Skarsgård, they're beating up the fucking boat. Jeff neutralizes Trevor Lee and Everett, and the Hardys toss Helms into the fucking water. They toss him into the Lake of Reincarnation. I want to take a dip into the Lake of Reincarnation, man. Maybe I'll fucking shed 4 or 5 years. I go back to my 20s, you know? I'd love it. Anyway, Helms is in the Lake of Reincarnation now. And all of a sudden, it's Helms who comes out of the Lake of Reincarnation, and it's 3 count Helms. They start fucking pulling off dance moves. Lee, Everett, and Helms all start doing dance moves. And he criticizes both of their dancing. Matt Hardy's like upset at the Lake of Reincarnation. He's like, oh my God, the Lake of Reincarnation. How could you do this to me? I never seen you spawn such filth, or some shit that he said. And all of a sudden, we get super kicks by Everett and Lee to Helms. He goes right back into the Lake of Reincarnation. All of a sudden, we see the Bravado Brothers again. These fucking guys, now they're in wrestling gear. They're sneaking up behind the Dynasty. They come out of nowhere, and they try and get a quick roll-up on the Dynasty, and they kick out. The Hardys are about to then pick a fight with the Express That Rock and Rolls, and for whatever reason, there's a fucking volcano next to the ring. There's literally a fucking mound of dirt and a volcano right next to the fucking ring. Next to the ring are 2 fucking cranes that you knew were going to come into play during this match. So they switch back to the fucking Bravado Brothers. They're going back and forth with the Dynasty. They fight into the Dome of Deletion, right where the show began. And the Bravado Brothers enter the Dome of Deletion, and they're fighting with Everett and Lee and the rest of the Dynasty. Helms, I don't think Helms was there anymore. I think Helms was in the Lake of Reincarnation. I think he swam away. So, you got the Bravados, you got the Dynasty in the Dome of Deletion. They're fucking going back and forth. We go back to the Express That Rock and Rolls with the Broken Hardys. And Jeff is on one crane. You got Ricky Morton on the other crane, and they're just fucking going at it up there, fucking trading blows, right? They continue to raise it up, and they're going blow for blow. You got Brother Nero. He goes for a fucking swanton bomb on Robert Gibson from the crane, and he misses. And it was a huge fucking explosion. I don't know how high he was, but he missed the fucking swanton bomb from the crane to the ring. You got Robert Gibson in the ring. He's all by himself. Ricky Morton's fucking stranded up there in the crane all by himself. He can't save his fucking partner. Matt Hardy hits Gibson with a twist of fate. 3 count. The Express That Rock and Rolls is eliminated. They leave Gibson up on the crane, and then Matt Hardy welcomes Gibson to the darkness of deletion. And the lights go out. All of a sudden, you see fucking Road Warrior Animal standing there, and he utters something. I don't know what the fuck he said. He said something along the lines of, what the fuck are you doing up there? Some shit like, I don't know. I don't remember what he said, but Animal made an appearance during this match, okay? So, Rock and Roll Express, they are eliminated. Go back into the Dome of Deletion. The Dynasty and the Bravado Brothers are fighting. They're laying each other out. Hornswoggle and Spud try to take advantage here. Swoggle takes out a chair and just goes at it with everybody with the steel chair. Spud eliminates the Bravados, I believe, and then Spud keeps mocking his partner's height. He keeps mocking Hornswoggle's height. So Hornswoggle power bombs fucking Spud as he's fucking posing in front of nobody. He gets on the top rope. Spud is posing in front of nobody. Hornswoggle goes underneath him, power bombs him, and then he goes off the top rope for a tadpole splash, a frog splash. So the Bravado Brothers are eliminated. Spud is celebrating. Swoggle power bombs him, and that allows the Dynasty to pin Spud. So Swoggle pretty much eliminated his own team. Dynasty reaped the benefits. Swoggle and Spud are eliminated. So Ricky Morton is still on the crane. He's still shouting. Animal says, what have you gotten yourself into? You know? So that was pretty much that. Road Warrior Animal made an appearance here at the Total Nonstop Deletion on the Hardy compound. Decay waiting at the gate. James Storm rolls up with a bunch of guys in DCC masks. All of a sudden, one of these guys, he's a non-Storm guy. He's the only actual DCC trio there. They're easily dismissed by Decay. This one fucking guy who was not affiliated with James Storm was eliminated. Referee was like, oh, he's with you, you're gone. So Storm is like, he's not with me. I have nothing to do with this guy. So this random bum got James Storm eliminated from the fucking Apocalypto. All of a sudden, this nobody gets super kicked by James Storm. He walks off. That was it. So we go back to DK and the Hardys. I believe they're the only two teams left here. Oh, the Helms Dynasty is still here as well. Forgot about them. So we got 3 teams left here. Okay, we got the Hardys, we got the Helms Dynasty, and we got Decay. Eddie Edwards is still fighting Bobby Lashley. And remember the volcano that was there conveniently when the Rock and Roll Express were fighting the Hardys just a moment ago? They're all fighting on this mound of dirt, and the volcano fucking explodes. The volcano explodes. Everybody fucking jumps back. Volcano's exploding. And Helms is still here, but he's not 3-count Helms. He's not Gregory Helms. All of a sudden, we see the fucking hurricane. The hurricane is here. So they cut to a fucking news anchor, and the anchor is worried he's going to die, and he's hoping that the Hardys win, otherwise consequences will be had. The Helms Dynasty joins Decay to team up on the Hardys, and if the Hardys do not win, the entire ground will be wiped from existence. So in the ring, Abyss has Janice, and Jeff is going to use the Roman candle on Abyss, but Steve low blows him. Vanguard 1 comes with more fireworks of his own. It's a battle of fireworks between Abyss and Vanguard 1. So Abyss takes some fireworks to the face. The Dynasty has Hardy cornered, about to hit him with some shovels. Hurricane makes the fucking save. He and Matt use the shovels on Lee and Everett. Then they bury them. So Helms and Hardy bury the Dynasty. And then Matt Hardy makes an indirect fucking jab at Triple H, saying the man with 3 H's would be proud at how we buried these individuals. So I'm like, I think I've seen and heard it all at this point, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on. The Helms Dynasty is eliminated, and I guess buried. Matt Hardy says, like I said, even the man with 3 H's would be proud of how we buried this promising young talent. So that was that. Fireworks start a fire on the grounds, and a huge Hardy symbol is engulfed in flames. The 2 final teams, we got Decay and the Hardys, of course. They go back and forth, they battle. Abyss gets Matt in the ring, goes for Janice. Steve is fighting Jeff near the volcano. Matt has Janice, and he cuts Abyss with it. Nails Abyss right in the gut with Janice. Jeff hits a twist of fate onto Steve, who flies into the fucking volcano. Steve goes into the fucking volcano. The volcano explodes. It shoots Steve back into the ring. Matt covers him for a 1-2-3. Decay is eliminated. The Hardys win. They celebrate. And the cliffhanger at the end, Rebby tells Matt that she's pregnant with another incoming Hardy. And that was it. I don't know what the fuck I watched. I don't even know how the fuck I covered that. Good thing I took fucking notes. My notes were a little messed up, but for the most part, I got it. Good thing I took notes tonight. I don't know, man. I enjoyed myself. But it was really from the 9 o'clock hour to the 10 o'clock hour. Everything before that, I really didn't care for. It was pretty much everybody tuning in for Apocalypto. And if you enjoyed the first Final Deletion, if you enjoyed the Final Deletion 2, Delete or Decay, it was that rolled into a larger grand scheme. Tag Team Apocalypto. It was all over the Hardy compound. I don't know what the fuck happened to Eddie Edwards and Bobby Lashley. That went unresolved tonight. I'm assuming they're gonna still be fighting. They're probably still fighting by now. Who the fuck knows? I don't know what the fuck is going on. But it was an enjoyable hour. That Tag Team Apocalypto was an enjoyable hour, and I want to know what you guys thought about it, man. I enjoyed it, and it was fun. I just don't know where TNA goes from here. I really don't. I don't know where they go from here. I don't know what's going on with their situation. I don't know how long they're going to be funded by Anthem Sports. It's going to be interesting to see what the Hardys are going to be doing after the new year. They don't have much time left on their TNA deals, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if the Hardys are going to want to remain with TNA and continue doing this, or get serious and go to Meek Mahan and come up with a plan where Matt can continue to be Matt, and he can make Vince some money by letting Matt be Broken Matt, you know? And we, the fans, can reap the benefits, you know? The family of Wyatts versus the Broken Hardys. The Day of the New versus the Broken Hardys. Those are feuds that would be fucking absolutely memorable, you know? Enzo and Cass versus the Broken Hardys. That would be fucking awesome. I would love to see Matt in WWE. I think it would be fucking unbelievable. It would be one of the best things I've seen in a very long time. Because I haven't enjoyed a gimmick like this in a very long time. And I think Matt deserves it. It just needs to be where he's in total control of his gimmick. Vince cannot own and control what Matt is doing. It's not going to be the same. And if that's the case, he might end up staying in TNA. But hopefully things work out for us, and we get to see his broken brilliance on the grander stage. Because not only do I think he deserves it, I think we deserve it as well, man. WWE's been suffering, and we need something like this, man. We need something like this that's fun, unpredictable, enjoyable, and just downright fucking, you know, us investing our time into something that we know Matt Hardy cares about. That's what I want to see, man. Hopefully it results in that in 2017. So we'll see what happens. We got total Nonstop Deletion tonight. Again, man, I don't know. Hope you enjoyed the review. I did the very best that I could, man. Seriously. If you enjoyed it, let me know what you think down below. And I will see you all at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning with Off the Script. Episode 148, we'll be talking about Roadblock, End of the Line, preview, and predictions. I'm going to get some sleep. I'm still fucking sick as a dog. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Off the Script. Until then, I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out the video I did earlier about the United Kingdom Championship and the tournament coming to the WWE Network. And also, Roman Reigns and a big situation regarding the United States Championship. Roadblock news and rumors also live on my channel with SmackDown Live, Lucha Underground, and Monday Night Raw review. Everything you missed, linked down below. Until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for Off the Script. Talk to you later.